Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you how to do a quick pre-cycle bicycle check just to make sure that's in safe working order, okay? And the name of this check is called the M check. The reason it's called the M check is because we check over the bike in an M-like order, okay? So starting from the back, working our way up, down, in the shape of an M, okay? So you can start from the front or the back. Now this time around I'm going to show you starting from the back, okay? So the first thing we're doing is we're checking to see if our wheel is tightly secured in place, okay? So what we need to do to make sure that our wheel is in place and secure is we need to check the tension on the quick release, okay? Now most new bikes have this quick release system in place. Some of the older bikes operate from a bolt that tightens the wheel into place. We can tighten this bolt with a normal spanner, okay, that most people have, okay? The next thing we're doing is we're checking to see if our spokes are okay. So what we're looking for here is we're looking to see if there's any loose spokes, okay? Now if there's some loose spokes, it can cause the wheel to buckle easily, okay? Okay, we're safe there. Nothing too bad there. So if you have any loose spokes, you can take it to your local bike shop and they'll be able to fix the problem for you fairly quick. The next thing we're doing is we're just checking our tire pressure, okay? Tire pressure it shouldn't be too soft or it shouldn't be too hard, okay? After that, we're checking to see if our tire is in good condition, okay? So what we're checking to see if our tire is in good condition is we're seeing if it's not worn anywhere, okay? Now if the tire is badly worn, we need to replace it because it's not safe to ride, okay? After that, we're moving our way up toward the saddle, okay? We're just doing a quick check. We're tilting or rocking our saddle from side to side to make sure it's not moving, okay? If the saddle starts to rotate or the seat post starts to rotate, we need to tighten it here, okay? Now most new bikes have this quick release system in place for adjusting our seat post, okay? Some of the older bikes operate from a bolt here, but they both work on the same principle, okay? We need to make sure that's tightly secured. If it's moving, we need to tighten it, okay? Fairly simple, nothing too complicated. Now the next thing we're doing with the M check is we're going down, okay? So we're halfway through. We're checking to see if our chain is clean and well oiled, okay? We should not be using a dirty chain because it affects the performance of the bicycle drivetrain, okay? If we have a dirty chain or a chain that isn't oiled, the bicycle isn't optimal and it'll wear over time, okay? So we're checking to see if the chain is well oiled, not too much oil, okay? Just enough to make sure it's lubricated and that it's clean, okay? Okay, we're good. The next thing we're checking here is we're checking to see if our cranks are securely in place. Now our cranks should not rock from side to side, okay? They should be solid in the frame, okay? If they rock from side to side, we need a new part, or we need to check the part that's called the bottom bracket, okay? The bottom bracket is the part that our drivetrain rotates on, okay? So this is basically the main engine for the bike, and if this isn't working properly, we're not going to be getting the most out of it, okay? The next thing we're doing to see on the M check is we're checking to see if our pedals are rotating correctly, okay, like so. Just a quick check, nothing too much, okay? Now, the next thing we're doing is we're moving up on the M, okay? We're checking to see if our stem is securely in place, okay? Now, to check if our stem is securely in place, we can do it this way, right? Okay. So when we are rotating our handlebars, our stem should not move in isolation, okay? So there should be no movement in it, okay? If there's movement in it, sometimes what we need to do is just a quick tighten of the stem bolts, or it could be a more severe problem that the bearings or something like that are worn in it and they need to be replaced, okay? So with new bikes, a lot of the time what happens with new bikes is the bolts wear over time, or the tension loosens over time, and It's just a quick tighten is what they need, and then we're good to go. Okay, this is something we need to keep on top of, because if we're out cycling on the road and the bolts are loose, it can cause severe accident. Okay, the next thing we're doing is we're checking our brakes. Okay, now we're checking the brake levers this time around. Okay, now with the brake levers, our brake levers should not go all the way back and meet our handlebar. The furthest they should go back is, a rule of thumb is basically pull the lever back, and if we can't fit our hand in behind the brake lever, basically what we need to do is we need to get new brake pads, or we need to readjust the cable tension, or whatever may be causing that problem. Okay, now while we're at it, we will also check that our brakes are working on our bike. Now a simple check is we pull the brakes. Okay, so I'm pulling the back brake. Okay, so the back brake is working there, because we can see that the rear wheel isn't moving. And just a quick check of the front brake, like so. Okay, nothing too complicated. Now we're nearly at the end of our M check. Okay, so the last thing we're doing is we're checking to see if our front wheel is securely fastened in. Okay, just like our back wheel. Okay, we need to check that the quick release is securely in place. Okay, this bike is good. Same again, then we're checking to see if our wheel isn't rocking from side to side. If our wheel is rocking from side to side, there's normally a sign that there's a internal problem in the wheel hub. Okay, next thing we're doing is we're checking our spokes, just to make sure that there's no loose spokes. Okay, as I said, with the back wheel, if we have any loose spokes, we need to bring it to our local bike shop and get it checked. Okay, this wheel is fairly good. The last thing is we're checking the tire on our front wheel. Not too soft or not too hard. Okay, and that's good. Then the next thing and the final thing is we're checking to see if our tire hasn't been worn. Okay, or there's nothing that stands out. Okay, that could get in our way when we're on the bike. Okay, out training. Okay, so that's good. As I said, if the tire is worn, we need to get it replaced. Okay, just for our own safety. And that is a basic bicycle check.